Hello Guardians! In this video I'm gonna show you a Solar Titan build with almost infinite nades. And of course we are gonna bunker enemies. I don't wanna waste your time, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about the subclass. We are using the Solar Titan subclass. For super you can choose anything that you want. I prefer the Hammer of Soul. The barricade and the jump is also your choice, they are not affecting the build. Or melee will be the throwing hammer. With this, we will be able to generate a lot of orbs, and also picking up the hammer cure us. For new players, cure is a burst of healing. The grenade is the firebolt grenade. Firebolt grenade scores targets, and if you get enough score stacks on an enemy, it will ignite them. Ignite stuns unstoppable champions. The first aspect is Soul Invictus. Our solar abilities, supers and defeating scorched targets will create sunspots. Sunspots are the most valuable things for survivability, but they also deal damage to the enemies and scorch them. If you stand in a sunspot, it will give you restoration. Restoration is a health generation that cannot be interrupted by taking damage. If you stand still in a sunspot, it will refresh the timer on them, so you can stand infinitely in a sunspot if you want. The second aspect is Roaring Flames. Final blows with solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of our solar abilities. It stacks 3 times and it's a huge damage buff for spamming abilities. The first fragment we are using is the Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks give you and your nearby allies Radiant buff. Radiant give your weapons 25% damage buff. Radiant also gives anti-barrier for the weapons. The second fragment is Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects have increased duration. Third fragment is Ember of Mercy. When you revive an ally, you and your nearby allies gain restoration. Picking up a fire sprite grants restoration, and also you get 10 resilience. Fire sprite is a solar energy which give you grenade energy when you pick it up. The last fragment is Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. Let's summarize these info. Your hammer grants cure, creates a sunspot, grants 1 stack of roaring flames per kill, and give you radiant buff which has anti-barrier effect. The grenade scorched targets, creates a sunspot, grants roaring flame stacks per kill, defeating those targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. Fire sprite grants grenade energy and restoration. With a seasonal mod, it will also give us armor charge. This is everything you have to know about the subclass. Now let's talk about the seasonal perks. For the build you will need 4 essential perks. Volatile Flow, for getting volatile runs after picking up an orb of power. Solar Surge, this will give us armor charge when we pick up a fire sprite. Flare Up, our greens apply more score stacks, and if we deal damage to an enemy with our grenade, it will create a fire sprite. The last must-have mod is Rain of Fire Bolts. This fragment gives us a second grenade charge. I'm using the cost reducer mod for void and grenade mods, but it depends on your weapon choice. I will give you some example for weapons, but you can play this build with any weapons. But first, we will talk about the armor mod. In every armor, you can choose the stat that you want. I recommend maxing out resilience and discipline. In the helmet, we are using 2 void siphon. Rapid void final blows creates an orb of power, and a heavy ammo finder mod, just to get more heavy. The gauntlet is the Syntheseps. This is an exotic gauntlet which gives us 300% melee damage buff if we are surrounded. This buff also works with the hammer. The mods are heavy-handed, which creates an orb after killing an enemy with a powered melee. That's your hammer. This is very good now because every hammer kill will create an orb. Just watch my summary after a game. The second mod is Firepower. This mod creates an orb after a grenade kill. So now we can say we are an orb making machine. The last mod is Grenade Kickstart. When you use your grenade, it will give you grenade energy. If you have armor charge, it will give you more. In the chest, we are using Charged Up, so we can carry 1 more armor charge and 2 Void Reserves mod for more ammo. The leg armor has 2 Void Surge for buffing or void weapon damage and an Innervation mod. This will give us grenade energy when we pick up an orb. We are always creating orbs, so you don't have to worry about not having a grenade. Finally, in the Titan Mark you will need a time dilation mod for longer armor charge duration and 2 bomber mods Bomber give you grenade energy after using your class ability. I know, that's a lot at first, but I will tell you what you should remember. How to generate orbs, void weapon kills, grenade and melee kills. And a useful side note, if you have roaring flame stack, your normal melee will count as powered melee, so you can create orb with normal melee. After picking up an orb, you will get volatile rounds, grenade energy, armor charge, and that means void weapon damage buff. Your class ability grants grenade energy. That's all you have to know about the mods. Now I will show you what weapons I'm using with this build. My first slot weapon is a shotgun with 1-2 punch because it buffs the melee damage. It's pretty useful against stronger enemies. The exotic I'm using is the Ruinous Effigy. It's a trace rifle that creates a ball after a kill. With this ball you can suck your enemies. I mean, you can drain their life. If there are no enemies close to you, it guards you. It can be very useful against the new Cabal ships in the Nightfall. Or you can dunk it, which is a suppression heavy attack. As you know, suppression stuns overload enemies, so you can stun overloads with the ball and anti-barriers with the trace rifle when you have ready and buff. For heavy, I'm usually using a machine gun or a grenade launcher, but it really depends on the activity that I'm playing. Now I will give you some advice how to play this. First, get a hammer kill, that will give you radiant buff, volatile rounds, restoration and 2 armor charge. Now you can start throwing your grenades or using your void weapons. If you throw your nade, pick up the fire sprite that you created and the orb if you got a kill. It will give you free armor charge instantly. You can chain this method forever. If you missed it, just bonk some enemies with your hammer or use your class ability and your grenade will be back in few sec. It's not a game breaking build, but it's good for having fun in the game. I created the Discord channel and the first 100 member will get an OG rank. I don't like soloing Discord, so if you would like to join you can find the link in the description. Tell me in the comments what build would you like to see next time. If you would like to support me and get some K6 emotes, you can become a member, link in the description. Also you can find the dim link for the build. Hope you enjoyed the video, see you next time.
Extraction confirmed.